Hey everybody, it's James here from goodguitarist.com, and today I'm here with my wife Christina, and we're going to talk about singing and strumming guitar at the same time. And our goal here today is to give you two different perspectives. As a teacher who has taught many students how to strum and sing, I have a course on it. I have a surefire method for building up that ability step by step, because a lot of people just try it and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And my wife is here because she is a singer-songwriter, and I know that she can strum and sing at the same time without losing the beat, which is the primary goal. But I don't actually know if she's a natural or not. So let's actually start with that. Like, how did you learn how to strum and sing at the same time?
So honestly, I don't remember exactly when it came together, but I do know that it took a really long time to come together. And I remember following a bunch of up and down arrows and getting the strumming really solid, and we'll do all the parts, but I can do it now. I wasn't someone that just came out of the woodwork just doing it perfectly, so I totally know what it means to struggle with this a bit. So and I think that anyone can do it eventually.
Now, as far as today's lesson goes, we're going to break the process down step by step, choosing a simple song, practicing the guitar part and vocal part separately, and so on. And there's a chance that you've already tried a lot of these things. So at the end of the lesson, I have a completely different approach. I call it going nuclear, where we break down the strumming pattern and line it up with the chords and lyrics literally as deeply and as thoroughly as you can break it down to like the nuclear level. It's time consuming, but it works every time. It's like my last resort. It's what I do in my course, Strumming Made Simple, during chapter 4, if you're familiar with that. Anyways, on to our lesson. First things first, before we try to strum and sing, we have to do a little bit of prep work. And it's two very important things that will ultimately determine your success overall. You need to pick an easy song that'll work well for this, and you'll need to listen to it a whole bunch so that it is like burned in to your musical memory. The key is to pick songs that satisfy these three requirements. 1, simple chords, repetitive chord progressions, not just easy chords, but the same ones in the same order over and over again. Simple lyrics with lots of space. Think about a song like Give Peace a Chance. Even though it's just a 2-chord song, it's like everybody's talking about sinisters, ministers, da-da-da. Like, there's not that much space. It's really dense. It's really like a lot. Whereas a song like Yellow by Coldplay is like, see the stars, how they shine for you. And it like, there's see the stars, and then you get like a little bit of time to kind of think about what's coming up. There's lots of space to give you time to breathe. And you'll want something with a simple strumming pattern. I know a lot of songs use the most common strumming pattern ever, down, down, up, down, up. But that might be a bit too much to start, I like using a pattern like down, 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 up, down, up. Similar, gets the same idea across, but it has all the main beats intact, so it just feels a little simpler to do. If you bite off more than you can chew, it'll be the most frustrating experience. Whereas if you find something simple that you can succeed with, pretty quickly, you'll actually be doing that whole strumming and singing thing. And, that'll give you some motivation, and then you can build your abilities from there. As far as specific song examples, Yellow by Coldplay, Viva La Vida by Coldplay, Wagon Wheel, and the absolute easiest I can find, however, is Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus. Easy chords, easy strumming, and the words line up so well with the pattern. Even if you think that it's a little bit goofy with that mullet and like him standing in front of that crowd, or whatever, it's an awesome song for learning to strum and sing. And a lot of songs that other people mention are easy, but I don't think are easy. Horse with No Name. The lyrics are very rhythmic and complicated, even though it's a 2-chord song. Perfect by Ed Sheeran. It's repetitive, but it's in 12/8, has a different feel than most songs, so it's not going to really, that knowledge isn't going to apply to other songs. Stand By Me, the vocal line is very syncopated. It starts and ends on the off beat, on the upstroke. So it's not super difficult, but that'll definitely throw a wrench in the gears for sure. Anyways, that's the prep work. I know I went on for a bit there, but it's really important that you start with a solid foundation. A tree grows from its roots. Now when it comes to the actual practicing, I have a little visual for you here. I call this the triangle of strumming while singing, success. And there's the guitar work, the vocal work, and then putting those together. Those are like the three corners here. And we're going to start off, we're going to go around this triangle 3 times. The first thing I would do is learn the vocals. We're going to do You Are My Sunshine because it's like a royalty-free song and, I'm not going to get copyright strikes or whatever. And you just sing it a whole bunch of times. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You just find a recording on Spotify or whatever, sing along to it a whole bunch till you can do it without thinking about it, till you know every word coming up, till the melody, everything, till it's easy, like breathing. Then you do the same thing, but for the guitar part. So you just practice the guitar part so many times. Like in this case, it's A, D, and E. So you make sure that you're like 100% solid with all those switches. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. And that switch has to be like, you could do it without thinking about it. I can keep talking about this. How much I love, please don't take my son. The second you get like interrupted by the chord switching or whatever aspect of guitar, that's going to interrupt your flow and it's going to prevent you from putting together strumming and singing, which is actually 2 different rhythms at the same time. You're singing a certain rhythm and you're marrying that to the rhythm of playing guitar. So yeah, as far as like what to do here in round 1, there's not really too much to talk about. You just learn the vocals the best you can. You learn the guitar the best you can. And then to put them together, I like to do downstrokes only while humming or singing the song.
Okay.
So, we're not even playing chords. We're just muting the strings here. So we're just muting them and we're just going, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Right? So that way, you're getting your arm into it, you're doing a little bit of guitar work, and you're singing the song, so you're starting to put them together there. And that is round 1, around the triangle. Now for round 2, for the vocal portion of it, we're going to sing along to the recording, but this time we're really going to focus on some aspects of singing, like the rhythm of it, making sure that you're 100% in sync with the person singing on the recording. Your pitch and stuff, you can work on that at this point too, if you're so inclined, but there's also some charm to people who, are a little pitchy when they sing.
I am too.
But, this is the point where you're like making a carbon copy of that recording.
Okay.
And then as far as the guitar work is concerned, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play the guitar part, but this time we're going to add some elements like you could try to read something while you do it. So you can just pull out the newspaper or whatever and just try to read it. You could try to have a conversation with somebody. Like,
okay, so
what are we going to eat for dinner today? Actually, I'm being 100% serious.
I don't know. I thought you were going to cook lasagna. So James you do all the cooking.
It's true, I do all the cooking, but I don't know if I can put together lasagna because the ground beef at Safeway was like super expensive.
Okay.
I didn't want to blow money on it.
Also, I think it takes a few hours to cook lasagna. The kids are going to be pretty hungry.
Yeah. By the time we get home, it's just not going to work. But anyways, I played through an entire round of the tune. I switched chords at the right time.
I was the distractor.
Yeah, and I was being distracted and it worked out. So that's the vocal part, that's the guitar part. And now as far as putting it together, we're going to do something similar to last time. We're just going to add one more element. We're going to do downstrokes while we sing, but this time we're adding the chord shapes. So, you are my sunshine, my only sun. And you can hum it too.
because we don't have these chords written down right now.
She's just figuring it out on the fly.
I was playing
I'm
some
proud.
wrong chords, but I kept the rhythm of the humming. So as long as we're not losing kind of one element, I feel like.
I think you have to just do this until you're going
do
to
it.
screw up the first time you do it, and the second and the third, but you just keep doing it, and you just go, and you don't just go through this like, oh, I graduated round 2, I'm never going to go back to it. Like, you revisit steps too. Now, round 3, for our vocal component, you want to be able to do the vocals by memory. Up until now, we've been singing along to the recording, and that eventually can become something you rely on. Kind of like how if I'm at a campfire, I can sing along to a ton of songs that I couldn't actually do without somebody else kind of like, saying like the start of the lyric. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's that lyric. So this is the point where you just fire off the entire song just by memory, no recording, just, sing, you are my sunshine, and just, gardening, doing whatever you do. And then as far as the next corner of our little triangle here for the guitar part, we play along to the recording, and this is where we lock into the recording the best we can. I feel like when we play guitar on our own, we kind of give ourselves little liberties, like dropping beats or like lagging or whatever. This is going to lock you into a recording, and it's going to be great to kind of add that little element of pressure when it comes to playing guitar.
So what if you play this song in a different key?
Find one that's in that key. Like,
oh, really?
in my course, I have all the backing tracks in this key, and I believe I teach this song on YouTube, so you can just find my lesson for it and play along with a bit of that. Now, when it comes to like the end of round 3, the end of this whole process, putting it together, what I would like to do is review the putting it together section from round 1 and from round 2. So that's how I would start. I would do the downstrokes without chords and just going, you are my sunshine, just doing that. Then I would do the one from round 2 where we add the chords. This is kind of going to warm us up into it. And then we try the actual strumming pattern. You are my sunshine, down, 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 up, sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So don't take my sunshine away. And from here, if it's not coming together, first I would make sure that I did take my time with each step before moving on to the next one. It's not something you want to rush. And I would also review, go back to the start and try it one more time. You might find after going through every single step again and taking your time, working on each one for like a few practice sessions, you might find that it comes together. But if that doesn't work, we can do what I call going nuclear. And this is what I end up doing with a lot of students, at least 50% of them. First, we got to figure out what part of the lyric actually lines up with the first stroke of the strumming pattern. And for a lot of people, that's all they need to do. So, you are my sunshine. Sun lines up with the start of the strumming pattern. You are my sunshine. And you'll want to do that every time there's a chord change as well. You make me happy. So we switch to the first D chord on happy. When skies are gray, switch back to A. You'll never know, dear. So you can just print off the lyrics of the song and figure out exactly where the chords change, like what syllable they change on. And then you can figure out what strumming pattern, and when you change the chords, the strumming pattern also starts when you change the chords, right? And like I said, that for some people, that's enough. But for a lot of people, we need to go one step deeper, and we need to actually write out the strumming pattern with the counting and all the syllables of the lyrics and figure out how everything lines up like a grid. And by the way, You Are My Sunshine is a great song to get started strumming and singing. And I just happened to teach it completely broken down like this, the entire song, complete with backing tracks for all the steps covered here. There's an entire chapter dedicated to it in my course, Strumming Made Simple. You can check it out if you want to be guided through the entire process and also learn to unlock your strumming and start feeling like a natural. But, right now I'm just going to quickly show you a little bit of that. You can see, I'll just have it on the screen here. We start singing before the chords even begin on beats 2, 3, and 4. So it's like 1, you are my, that's on beats 2, 3, and 4. And then sun, shine. So sun is on beat 1 and shine is on beat 3. Sun goes with the first half of our pattern. Sun, and then shine goes with down, up, shine. And then in the next measure, down, my. So my is on the second downstroke. Either way, that is how you go nuclear. That is how you strum and sing. 2 different methods to do it. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's just to say hi. And if you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I have a free ebook with all the basic stuff in it. I'll put a link to that down there too. And thanks to my wife for sharing her strumming and singing experience with us.
Thank you. See you later.
Have a fun time practicing. We'll see you soon. Cool.